Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining the He Said, She Said podcast, where we're going to be having discussions about a multitude of topics, both from his point of view and her point of view. So please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a beat, and stay tuned because this one's going to be hot. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining again on the He Said, She Said podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Vibes, aka Chris Vibes. And on today's episode, we're going to be discussing the different types of relationships. Here with me is Miss Amy, aka Ms Wait a Minute. Yes, ma'am. And she's going to give us the rundown on her take on different types of relationships, her experience in different types of relationships that could be useful to all couples. That could also be a second option for all of you guys out there in today's time. So let's dive into it. So now when we talk about relationships, there's three key points that most people, most professionals, most counselors always give people as far as what's important or what needs to be in order in relationships. So those key points are: you need to have finances in order. You need to have your sexual, appetite or understanding in order, but you also need understanding in order. Now, understanding can be your belief, your religion, what role you play in the relationship, but that also needs to be in order. So when we talk about a successful relationship, from a man's point of view, I think that sex comes first, then understanding, then finances. What about you, Miss Wait a Minute?
I'm not going to say from a woman's point of view, but from my point of view.
Okay.
Understanding is first and foremost.
Okay.
Then it's finances, and then it'll be sex.
Then sex. So sex is last. So, I mean, if we had to just choose two, sex would drop on off.
Yeah.
Wow. So you can actually maintain in a relationship without the sex.
It depends on the understanding.
I got you. For me, I think that if sex was to be left out, I think for most guys, and this is just my opinion, I think we all stand on this, but I think most guys would have an issue, with that or whatnot. But
I mean, seriously though, how many times a week do you have to have sex? Have to, not want to. Have to.
I've heard guys saying they need at least 10 times a week. So that's what, twice? Well, no,
in
not
my
twice.
Experiences,
that's like
I've had lady go to sleep.
Every other day.
So I've had lady, please give me a rest. So I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
I've had that several times.
Well, sexual appetites. I think that when one person in a relationship has a higher sex drive than the other, it actually lowers the other person's sex drive because now they're intimidated. You know what I mean? So now, okay, so if you were to lower your sex drive, if you are the higher one, then the other person might feel or have the urge.
Try to balance it out.
Right. They might have the urge more because if you constantly like, baby, let's get it, they're going to be like tired all the time. They're not going to have time to think about it. That's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
I definitely disagree with that one too. So hey.
So wait a minute. So if your guy was constantly asking you for sex, would you?
If you're asking my personal opinion, I'm doing it.
So I mean,
I ain't tired. I ain't gonna get tired like him.
So he can ask you all the time, and you be like, "Let's get it."
Man, when I get off work, before I go to work, if we can squeeze it in any time of the day,
I got you.
I'm squeezing it.
But yet you say sex is the last thing.
It is because it's not going. It's needed in a relationship. Like I said, you got to have all three of those for a foundation to work.
Okay.
But if it had to fall off, if I had to go from a tricycle to a regular bicycle, sex would be the training wheels that
fell off.
Yeah, put them back on, take them off however you need them.
Look, I don't think I could drive the bike, but sex is the front wheel right now, And I think it's like that for most guys, but I could be wrong.
Never know.
All right, so back to the key points. The key points in a relationship that most people say are the key factors that will determine if your relationship is successful or if it fails are finances, sex, and understanding. Of course, I believe sex should be first. And Ms. Wait a Minute thinks that understanding can be first. Now, understanding, again, can be your religious belief, what roles you play in your relationship, and things of that nature. So now let's talk about understanding. So the notes I have for understanding is what what's your belief? So, in your opinion, if you meet a guy and all of the other key factors in this guy are on point, but yet he is, I don't know, Catholic, and you are Jewish or, of another belief, would that relationship, would that not work for you? Or could you convert him or he convert you, or would you guys live
the only issue
separately, with your religion?
that I could see as far as their religion would bother me would be if he was a full-blown atheist. Like, you have no... Listen, I woke myself up today. Yeah, I'm going to have an issue with that. But,
wow. Okay, but as long as he have some belief in something.
Having a belief means you have... the core principles of a human being, honestly. So it's like, okay, let's figure out how we can get an understanding between each other.
Right.
That way the religion doesn't bother, or the understanding is so smooth that one of us are going to transition regardless.
Right. Okay. So so you're saying your guy, like if you're on a date, on a serious date.
A serious date.
Not just one of those, and I'm just trying
to get a meal.
Right. Yeah, I don't think guys do that.
Y'all probably don't. Y'all don't want to buy no woman no meal. You take women on a date for sex.
Exactly,
y'all don't think y'all can give us some lamb chops.
Well, we don't take a woman.
Drop our draws.
Well, we don't take a woman on a date just to see what her belief is. You know?
Definitely don't.
Right. So, but we might take her on a date to see what her finances is. But
I don't think. Maybe the second date, but the first date, y'all trying to see if she finna drop them draws.
Right. Yeah. Well,
y'all want to see.
Hey,
are we going out? Like, you got plans after this? Yes, to sleep.
We be trying to cut through all the riffraff and just get straight to the point. Now, like I said, most men say that the sex has to be on point. Otherwise,
sex is teachable.
They might, they might be curious later.
Sex is teachable.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I have honestly not heard a lot of men say, "Man, her sex is so garbage."
Really?
Like, I ain't never heard a lot. Like, I've heard.
I'm gonna be honest. I hear that a lot.
You do?
Yes.
Because I've heard it was bad because you just jumped on her back. We'll
never say that to her face though. But when
I ain't saying about mine. I'm talking about just listening to people talk. I've never heard. I've heard it was like, man, it took a minute, but it was straight. Like.
That's what a guy would say?
Yeah, but then it's like, because you just jumped on her back.
It took a minute. Yeah, you know what? I have heard a guy say
jump on her back and think it's going to be hot and ready for you.
So do women say that all the time?
Say what?
It was garbage. I ain't like it.
Women say it often.
What?
Women fake orgasms more than y'all think.
Why do y'all feel the need? Why are we still talking about sex right now?
I don't know. We supposed to be talking about understanding.
Hey, you got to answer that question. Why do women fake it? I mean, what is it? What is missing?
First of all, since sex is teachable and women understand that.
Okay.
If you are a wonderful potential husband.
Okay.
I do not want to hurt or harm your ego or your manhood.
Okay.
But I also do not want to short myself. I want to keep you motivated. Baby, you gonna want me to get off one day.
Okay.
Right? So I don't want to be like, I ain't like that. You gonna be looking like, man, now I feel bad.
Then his ego,
his thing might do that too. So
I got
we don't want to do that.
So well, why can't you just get it like he would get it? Possibly every time. Is it harder for a woman to get
I don't think
to reach that point?
I think once an understanding is made.
Okay, so back to understanding. Understanding has to be on point. You're gonna get it every time. Oh, okay. So that
and it's gonna be light work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so back to understanding then. So in understanding,
base of your foundation is understanding.
Right, belief has to be in order as far as what the religious belief is.
What you guys' agreement is, yes.
Right? In your opinion, he has to believe in something. Now, if he's an atheist, don't believe in nothing, then you got a problem with that.
Yeah, because he don't believe in our relationship neither.
Right, that's true.
He don't believe in nothing.
So another key point that's under belief or understanding is what your role is in your relationship. So again, a belief can be, okay, I'm playing the dominant, masculine protector role in this relationship, and the woman would be playing what? if I'm the dominant masculine protector role.
I'm playing feminine, what they call now soft girl.
Okay.
Like, I am everything a woman should be.
Okay.
Now, if you don't want me to be that, you should say that.
Gotcha. Well, or if you don't want me to be the masculine dominant protector.
I hear a lot of women saying that they
right,
don't want
then
their
you should
man
let
to
me
be.
know. Right.
You know, we thrive off of a man being a man.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you sure? Nowadays?
It's the image that they portray as a man nowadays. Like, you know, back in the day, you know, they favorite thing. Back in the day, grandmama never left. I'm like, back in the day, grandma wasn't working either.
Right, she couldn't leave.
And not only that, grandpa wasn't worried about he was paying them bills. Right. He was paying his side girl bills. He was taking care of all them kids. Nowadays, you can't find a baby daddy. You know, he ain't paying your bills. He trying to get you to work. So, you know.
Yeah. Well,
lots of things have changed. But if you have an understanding, you don't have to worry about none of that.
Yeah, that's true. I see you making some good points over there. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Understanding can be what you believe in. Understanding also could be what role you play in a relationship. But understanding can also be what responsibilities you have in your relationship. So responsibilities could be like, okay, who's going to pay the car note and car insurance versus who's going to, take everyone to the doctor, schedule the appointments, to the dentist and things of that nature. Who's going to wash the car? Yeah. Who's going to wash the dishes?
Depends on the type of relationship you got.
Right. So,
standard or non-standard.
Right. So who would you want to wash the car and who would you want to wash the dishes?
Honestly, I'm a very open person.
Okay. So that means you'll do both?
I don't mind.
What?
I don't mind. I remember my husband used to get mad because I used to be like, want me to cut the grass?
I got you.
He was like, don't you dare.
Right. Well, men, we take pride in their yard. It's like, to me, cutting the grass is like a stress relief. So if my wife did want to cut the grass, I don't mind. It's just grass. If she cut it wrong, you really can't cut grass wrong.
You can't unless you cut too low and it's ugly.
Yeah, and then the neighbors start complaining. But that's my opportunity to have that stress relief because you just going in the line.
See, that's probably
and
my
coming
issue.
back, and
in my brain, I'm your stress reliever.
Yeah, that too.
So, not only is me physically your stress reliever, but they done had a long week. Let me go cut the grass. I ain't doing nothing else.
I feel you on that. Yeah,
it's gonna be quick. Our grass ain't that bad for me to be like there like about to die or nothing. So I'm gonna go and run it real quick and I'm gonna be straight.
Yeah.
But nah, they ain't with it.
So when you saying your guy, he don't want you to touch the grass. That's him.
Nah, he want me to be a pretty little princess.
So he'd rather you to wash the dishes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because he ain't gonna touch them.
Because he ain't gonna touch them. So what if you ask him, babe, can you wash the dishes?
Still ain't gonna touch him. He gonna tell me he is, but he ain't gonna do it.
He ain't gonna do it. So what if you've already cut the grass? Be like, babe, I'm hard, I'm tired.
I don't even want to hear what he gonna say if I cut the grass and he don't know about it. I don't want to hear the camera right now. If I just run and it come on, he gonna probably get on the camera. Lady, if you don't go in the house and take a bath,
I got you.
Do something with yourself.
Right, I got the grass. Leave the grass alone. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. So that's responsibility. So recapping on understanding. Understanding can be what your belief is, religious belief, what your role is in a relationship, whether you're the masculine figure or the feminine. Also, it could be your responsibilities in the relationship as far as what do you take care of? Do you take care of the doctor's appointments or do you take care of the vehicle maintenance and things of that nature? But another key factor under understanding can be what is the lifestyle destination of the relationship?
That's the big one.
Right? So now let me break that down to you guys. So lifestyle destination of the relationship. When you get with someone and you're talking to them on the first date, one thing you should think about is where does this person see themselves or us in the next 5 years? Now, do they see us in the hood? Or do they see us out in the suburbs with the big house and the nice yard and nice cars and everything is lovely and the grass is green or whatnot? So if your understanding of where the relationship is going. Is it progressing towards a better, comfortable life, or is it just gonna just sit here where it is? You may or may not want to be with that person. So my understanding or my belief, when I get in a relationship with someone, I want someone to grow with.
Definitely.
Is that the same,
Definitely.
with you guys?
I don't want no stagnancy nowhere in my life.
Now, do you know of any women out there that
Love the hood?
well, I mean, they don't want the relationship to grow. They don't want to get out of whatever environment they're in. They're okay with it. I mean, do you know people like that? Not many.
No, I don't. I don't know a lot of women that are okay with. I ain't gonna lie. I know women that love that thug, street hood person.
Right.
But they also like women thrive off. The reason men get women certain things. She finna go tell her friends about it. She gonna make me look like I'm a good man.
Yeah.
And she is. She like, baby, we bought us a house. We stay over here. Right. We got 3 bedrooms. Like, she want to do that. Yeah. Even when she hood rat action. Right. Now, she wants you to know that her and her kids straight. Like, off Everybody Hates Chris. My man got 2 jobs. I ain't got to worry about this. like we thrive off of that. Like, that's great. That's us. We good.
Now, from my experience, well, not my personal experience, but just talking to some of the guys, some of my friends, they've had experiences to where the woman would feel intimidated if he had a certain amount of success already in life. And when I say intimidated is they would choose the guy that has the beat up truck over the guy who has the Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
And I know personality sometimes can depict if you go this way or that way, but let's say they were already with the friend of mine who has not revealed to that lady how successful they are and what all they have going on. Now, until he reveals all of his success, she's good.
Yeah,
because she thinks that
humble. That's the humbled person, though. You don't get a lot of humbled people that have money.
Well, what I'm saying is, the man is humble for not even trying to get her based off of his success.
Yes.
He's completely leaving that out, right?
It's easy for her because now she could be herself and not feel like, oh, he probably bougie and looking at me funny.
Right.
But it's the ones that got all the money that you like, oh, I'm out his league.
Well, that's what
he out my league.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they would leave that part out. They would go on several dates. The woman is feeling them. They actually are bonding real good, things of that nature. And then as the relationship gets deeper, matter of fact, they probably would start a relationship and say, hey, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And then once she starts to understand that, okay, this guy,
he got it.
He does not work at, well, I don't want to say where he works, but he ain't working on the corner.
Yeah.
He actually runs a trucking business, and he the manager of this, and he got this in the bank, and I didn't know he had this car. He never showed me this car. He only drove to the bar or to out to eat in his little pickup truck. But now that I see he got a Bentley, I don't know now, and from my talking with my friends, they have had several situations to where the woman would kind of fall off when she sees the success. But it depends
on the age of this woman as well. Like, you got to think about it. She has probably been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
She probably ran into a couple men like that. And more than likely, men like that, they say nowadays they call it controlling, but they have too much of an expectancy of her.
And she don't want to work to meet that expectation.
No, she want to stay where she at, childish, really. That's really what it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If I can't continue to stay in my comfort level,
right,
and then if he's a true man, he's gonna push me past that.
Right.
I ain't ready for that. Yeah. I don't want to be pushed that hard.
Now,
I want to go slow on my own.
Yeah. Now, from my experience, I've been in a relationship to where, I guess I met someone at the local store or whatnot, you know, and
keep
that's
it vague, Chris.
that's all they know about me. But as they start to see things, you know, okay, I got my contractor's license. I'm building this house.
Yeah.
I drive this car. You know what I mean? They didn't see this car, and then I'm working here. I'm doing this. I've had a woman actually tell me that, you know what, I'm not gonna treat you right, and she wanted to kind of just get out of a relationship. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't being, you know, overbearing or aggressive or anything. I was being kind, sweet, considerate, trying to do everything. I mean, fixing on her car, everything. And she just kind of bagged up and said, you know, I'm not gonna. You
gotta think about it, though, Chris. It's a lot of people out here that know themselves better than we expect them to.
Yeah.
And then because we see so much in them and we like them so much, we don't see what they know already. Mm-hmm. Some people are nice enough to leave you alone
because they know they ain't gonna do nothing but drag you down.
I ain't worth a damn. You hear me? I ain't worth a damn. Yeah. And then not only that.
Yeah.
It's like the men.
You said something to me right there.
The men like that. Wow. Is the men that we always complain about. Cause he gonna start treating me bad. He gonna start doing this. He gonna swear up and down. He took me from shit to sugar. Stuff like that. But then you got the men that are like really good. And they so good it's scary.
And you'll leave
I ain't worth a damn. I ain't worth a damn, sir. I ain't worth all this.
So would you rather get with the guy who's gonna fool you and sell you a dream?
No, I'm for the good guys. I like the good guys.
So you wouldn't be intimidated. But you saying there are women out there. There are women out there that will
that
feel
are afraid.
Okay,
they're afraid. They don't want to hurt you because first of all they know they ain't healed.
Right.
I don't want to hurt you by not.
Got issues.
I ain't together, baby. I'm gonna mess you up.
Right.
I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes that you in where you are now. You don't have time for those type of mistakes. True. First mistake, you cut me off. It's gonna hurt me to my soul. I'm gonna keep it going. I ain't gonna do that.
Wait, so if this good guy leaves the girl, it's gonna hurt her to her soul.
Yeah, so she leave you.
She gonna leave first before. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like you know, I really like him. You know, and then sometimes you really like a good guy, and you know, for me, sex is last, but for other women, it might be different. Let's say she left after y'all had sex. She didn't like it. Instead of teaching you, she just gonna say, "I'm done."
What?
Because I'm gonna cheat on him. I ain't gonna do right by him.
Okay, so in other words, she discounted the fact that she could teach him how to be better.
You know, some people don't like to, though. You gotta think about it. Everybody not okay with telling you, can you do this time? Can you do it different? You know,
are you?
Some people not that bold. Yes, I'm definitely.
You don't mind telling, hey, look, do this way.
Whatever you
like
had did that time, do that again.
Right, I got you. But you know, there's some people out there who don't want to be told.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even though you're teachable, is the other guy accepting and receiving of the lesson? So, you know,
because I can tell you what to do all day and you ain't got to do it.
Right. And you be like, I don't want to do it because you told me to do it. Feel like,
and it might not be that. They're just used to doing what they're doing.
Right.
So you have to consistently remind them, and then to a point where if you have to consistently remind somebody how to satisfy you, you feel like they don't care about you. Yeah. So you start not wanting sex that often. Because for what? I don't even like it like that.
Yeah. So that's understanding, man. Understanding can be deep, and if you're understanding, I see why you said understanding is your number one.
Yes,
because it carries a lot as far as the smoothness, the flow, and how a relationship vibes or whatnot. So I mean, definitely I see it, but I'm still gonna stick with sex is my number. Understanding of my sex is number one.
Okay.
No, sex is number one for me. So moving on. So let's talk about sex. Even though we've bounced around it, already, but it is to me and I think most men, it's a key factor in the longevity of a relationship. Sex, the sexual atmosphere in a relationship. And the sexual atmosphere sex can be strongly needed in a relationship. And when it's strongly needed, both partners want it quite often. Okay, they both got to have it. Sex also can be irrelevant in a relationship, and that's called a weak sexual need, or the sexual atmosphere is kind of weak to where both partners are like, okay, if we do it, we do it. If we don't, we don't. We got other stuff on our minds. But both people are like that. Now, the way most relationships end up is this last one.
Yes.
The sexual atmosphere or the sexual drive is imbalanced. And when the sexual drive is imbalanced, one partner needs it differently Then the other one can need it more, and then the one could need it less. And so now you got this one wanting more, and this one don't care, and so now you got an issue. So
Yeah.
as far as sexual, I guess, atmosphere, in my opinion, and I think this is most men, they want a woman whose sex drive it meets theirs. Okay, I can't say it be strong now. You know, maybe there's some guys out there, the woman is just too much now. And he tired now, you know. But what do you think most women want?
Honestly,
yeah.
and it was so funny because I didn't talk to a couple of women about it. It was like, if it's good,
okay,
I can settle for mediocre. You ain't got to do it to me every day.
If it's good, you don't have to do it to me every day.
No, because you done satisfy me for a couple of days type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if he want it, I'm gonna give it to him.
So wait a minute now. What is good sex?
It depends on the person. Everybody's different. You know, you can have sex with 3 women, and you probably gonna have to do 3 different things.
Okay.
That's just what they like.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on the person.
Okay. So good sex in a woman's perspective would be if he did that one thing or those 3 things that I like.
I'm just saying, you know, if he do it to me the way I like to be done too, I could settle for like 2 or 3 times a week.
So you mean like if he does it rough to me and I like it rough, or if he does it
whatever it is that I like
to me and I like it
sensually? Because me personally, I like all of the ways that you can have sex.
Right.
Rough, sensual, half and half. I'm role playing. I do all of that.
What's half and half?
Like if you want to go start out making love and end up like be my back end type stuff. Like,
Damn.
I'm with all
right.
that.
Teach.
But it's like, you know, it's different women like different things. Like you can't come over here and have sex with me the way you had sex with your ex. Because I might not like that.
Right.
She liked it all soft and gentle. All the time.
Well, then at that point, then most people, not just women, but most men and women need to be open to being teachable.
Understanding, baby.
Right? Yeah. Hey, you got it. You right on point. I see. Okay, so yeah, understanding would prevail over sex because you just come in there with just any old type of sex,
baby,
and don't have the right understanding. Then. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I see your point.
I'm telling you, you need to understand it for every one of these things. I'm telling you.
Right. So now sex, as far as imbalancement, can be when both the partners have different drives. One can have a low drive, one can have a high drive. Then they come together. They just can't get it together because one wants it, one don't, and then it's not enough chemistry.
Now everybody mad.
Yeah, everybody mad.
Now you got stress in the house.
Or now you're arguing.
For no reason. Because you know women do it.
Right. Now the argument is the argument is about the grass and dishes.
But that's not really what it is.
Yeah, the source is the sex. You know, we're gonna divert
like,
all the time.
Didn't I tell you to take the trash out? I'm so sick of asking you to take this trash out.
Right. And all she wanted just was a little bit more sex from you, you know.
Just you know.
Right.
Just a little bit.
Right. So now here's some key points under different types of what do you call it? I guess drives. Now, one person, when it's imbalanced, one person can need physical contact more than the other person. The other person can need verbal affirmation. So if your partner just wants words of affirmation, verbal, they want you to make them feel good verbally, and you want more physical contact, you still got an imbalancement right there. So you got to know what the love language of your partner is. So other love languages are acts of service and gifts. Now, if you're the type that want gifts and the other person may want you to do things for them, like cut the grass or wash the car or whatever it might be, there's still an imbalancement. So again, your point could be valid. Like it needs to be a good understanding.
Definitely.
About.
You need to understand me and I need to understand you.
So I see what you're saying. So that
you might have a different love language. So like you left out one of them. And it's one of my faves.
Which is what?
Quality time.
Quality
time is needed as a woman. We like that.
But you're going to get the quality time when you're having physical contact.
It's not the same.
It's not?
No.
So what is
Like,
defined?
you can consider physical contact as just sex. There's no intimacy in sex.
Oh, I see what
it's
you're
just
saying.
sex.
Right.
You ain't cuddle me afterwards. You ain't slow warm me up before. Like, we laid down, finna go to bed. And you was like, yeah, I'm thinking we're just gonna be the back end tonight.
Right, and you didn't talk to her before.
I mean, I'm gonna like it, but I'm like, what's the other part? Like,
right. I see what you're saying.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I need that.
So that quality time,
That quality time, though.
Okay.
Now, even if you just, giving me an act of service. During that act of service, guess what you're gonna get?
What?
Some quality time. Rub my feet. Rub my back.
Right.
During that time, connect with me.
I got you.
This is the perfect time to check our freaking love
So quality
tanks.
time is like slowing down
Making time with each other.
and just connecting mentally with each other.
Check
I
each
got
other's
you.
love tank.
I got you.
You need a couple more strokes tonight or something, anything.
Got you. I see what you're saying. So the different types of love languages that could be an imbalancement, again, could be physical contact, verbal affirmation, the needs, not needs, but acts of service, gifts, and you just added one, quality time.
Quality time.
If your lady out there is not getting quality time, or ladies, if your guy's not getting the quality time, there could be an imbalancement, and he might start arguing about, I don't know, the carpet ain't vacuumed or your food don't taste good,
For
but
real.
he might just need some quality time.
Right? I like my food this hot.
Right. He might just want you to stroke his ego and be like, baby, you're the greatest.
Because the first thing you're gonna do is get mad when he go out to the bar.
Right.
To go let Shay, the bartender, give him quality time and give him all these affirmations that you ain't been giving your man.
Shay gonna gas him on up now.
She gonna do what she gotta do for them tips.
Right. She sure gonna do that. She sure gonna do it. Okay, so that's sex. Now let's get to the last key point, which is financial capabilities.
Yes,
okay?
this is the part that make me happy because it's gonna spread me out. Stretch me across. Let's talk about it.
So now, financial capabilities in a relationship. Let's break that down. So in most, well, I won't even say most, in some relationships, there's a single income household.
Yes.
Okay. And a single income household, of course, is when there's one person bringing in income that's supporting the entire family.
Usually the man.
Usually the man. Now, I'm gonna just say I've heard.
I said usually. That's why I said usually.
I've heard
But
of
it's been the women.
Yeah, being nowadays women are the ones that can bring in, the money and the finances, and the man be the one that stay home and take care of the kids and do everything else.
Yeah.
It depends on. I mean, you might have.
He might not even do that though. He just might be at home.
He might, yeah.
Ain't did nothing with the kids.
Right.
House still dirty, It's different.
that relationship ain't gonna last. They ain't gonna last.
I don't know, but maybe I already married, and that's what is happening.
Yeah, could be. Be. Who knows nowadays? But so single income household, that's one sense of finances for relationships. Now, the next one is what we call a dual income household, where both the man and the woman, or whatever the relationship is, two people
at this point
are are bringing in incomes. Now, I would say, what's different from the dual income household that's from the single income household? The single income household is more it's more strained. It's more financially strained from hardships. You're not gaining any assets as far as you're not finna go out there and buy a whole nother house unless the guy you married with single income is like Bill Gates or someone like that. But I mean, under standard conditions, if there's just one person bringing in income, you're not finna go out and buy a whole nother house. You're not finna go out and buy a whole bunch of cars and things of that nature. You can't invest in things of that nature. But a dual income household, it's possible that you can. Now, it may take a minute,
definitely,
but you definitely can, I guess, build up and save, and then you can add,
it's still a partnership.
Right. You can put into an apartment or buy another house or something like that. Now, the last, I guess, way in which you can do your finances in relationships
options.
is those are your options: single, dual. Now, the last one is a multi-stream income household. Now, what is your opinion of a multi-stream income household?
Having more than two incomes in the household.
Alrighty.
Meaning you have 3 or more adults in the relationship bringing money into the house.
So does it have to be adults? Can it be the kids?
I mean, it could be, but
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
no, we're talking about relationships, so they're
talking
not a
about
part of the
relationships. Your children
relationship.
probably want their money anyway.
Right, and then
It
they're
probably
gonna
ain't
go
enough
and
to do nothing for
put
you.
it on the game.
So-
I got you. So when there's 3 or more adults
Yes.
bringing income into the relationship, that's called a multi-stream income household.
Yes.
So now, me breaking down the multi-stream income household, those type of households, their finances or their lifestyle can be very comfortable.
Very.
Okay. As far as their financial strain, is
Stress-free.
is resistant to financial strain or whatnot. If all 4 tires on the car are flat in the morning, it's piece of cake. If the engine blow, it's piece of cake. I want to say if a tree fell on half the house, but
If a storm came and messed up the roof,
then you can bounce back more quicker
you
than
can,
the
because
dual
now you
and
got
the
3
single.
incomes, and guess what?
Right.
Your investments
Right.
have flourished.
So my question, and then like you said, if you got 3 incomes, you probably have already invested in other properties. So you move out of that house into your other house, and you still straight.
Yeah, and just think about it. The man is a lot more less stressed because now he got 2 helpmeets.
Right.
Or
so wait a minute.
multiple
now.
helpmeets.
So so tell the people out there, how do you get to a multi-stream income household?
Understanding people. Again.
Understanding.
Get an understanding with your significant other. Figure out what's best. When he said, when you learn somebody's lifestyle, what they expect in their future, this is something that they should share with you. Probably not on the first day, because sometimes it run people away.
Right.
But this is definitely part of the relationship where, hey, we're getting serious. What do you think about a polyamorous relationship?
Polyamorous. What? Okay, so what's polyamorous?
3 or more people in the relationship.
Okay,
It could go different,
so to
several
get to
different ways.
3 incomes, you have to be a poly.
Yes.
Okay,
In one household, you definitely have to be polyamorous.
Okay, so are you married?
Married, single, however y'all, everybody don't believe in marriage.
Right. So to do a polyamorous relationship, that's 3 or more people. All right, 3 or more incomes.
Yeah.
You have a more comfortable life.
Could be a whole community.
Your finances are less or more resistant to financial strain. You can get through hard times better.
Your roles in the household have been spread out a little more.
So
balance.
Okay, so let's talk about polyamorous. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of people out there want to know, okay, what is this polyamorous? So what is the have you had any experience with the polyamorous?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So did all of you guys have to believe in the same thing?
Well, no. But once you get an understanding, things change, things adjust.
Okay, so was it a man and 2 women, or
Yes.
women and 1 woman and 2
The
men?
hardest part about poly is the dating scene. It's so many people still not okay with it. It's so many people have all their own understandings. But when you find a person, usually it's a female that's with the couple, that is okay with it. Sometimes they like, I'm just new to this. Teach me.
Okay.
So, but sometimes you get people that, been in the lifestyle and they like, oh, hey, I'm with it. And they just want to jump right in. You still have to date.
Okay.
Just like you were dating just single people.
Right.
So when you get to the understanding section and everybody gets together, the hardest part is figuring out when to bring 2 households into one.
I got you.
After that, everything gravy.
So once you get an understanding, now you're saying that this person, okay, so first it was 2 people, a man and a woman, right? Okay, and they usually are believing in the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, but even in those couples, those relationships, they still you can have one person that's, Muslim, and then someone else that's,
I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't seen a lot of Muslims that go outside of Muslim.
Oh, well, you're right. So what type of religion do most people do a polyamorous, or do they not?
I have seen a plethora of religions in poly, and I think that some of it is a little scary. You got a lot of witchery in it. They want to do a lot of staging and all that stuff.
Right.
It's like, that's a little too much for me. I just need regular. I'm just in a regular relationship.
Okay.
Like all of that extra stuff. You got, lots of people have different religions. Most Muslims do. Men have several wives, actually.
Wow. Okay.
The the Islamic world.
Well, you know what? Now that you bring that up, so back in biblical times, that's when, like, you know, King Solomon had multiple wives. So is it similar to that?
Yes, it's an agreement. At the end of the day, it's an agreement between you, your significant other, and following agreement between you and this relationship with that relationship. It's all based on how you and your partner make an agreement together.
Okay. Now, in polyamorous relationships, everyone has to live in the same household?
No, you got some people that would prefer not to.
Okay.
Women, you know, that don't sexually touch.
Yeah.
You can go. That's my sister wife. She at her house. You go in her house this week.
Oh, but the man, he just make a stop on the way from work. He just stopped at this one.
I mean, however they work that thing out. Me personally, I need her here. We need to be in the same house.
So you personally, you want, if you were
I want us in the same house.
In the same household. Okay.
Same bed. You need some space, go to another bed. But other than that,
okay.
I need us here.
Everybody sleeping in the same bed.
Yeah.
So
I plan on customizing our bed to do some stuff like that.
So I can see how the finances can be a plus.
Yes.
Okay. Now you got 3 incomes. Okay. And you have to have an understanding. Everybody have to agree to whatever the terms are in this relationship, so that So when you say, well, let's talk about. So you and your husband, and let's say you guys bring on another lady, right? Is she able to sleep with your husband or just you?
We're all together.
So she can sleep with you or your husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
We all together.
All right. So you got the finances. So what if you haven't had any intimacy with your husband?
I'm definitely gonna be in my feelings.
And he be like, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo," and he chooses her again, and it's like 2-3 weeks.
But why we can't just all do it?
Well, that's true. What if he don't like threesome?
Why not?
I don't know.
If you don't like threesome, why would you do that?
He just, one person at a time. Only one person at a time now.
Why would you do that if you don't like threesome?
You're right. You got to be down for that, right?
Because just imagine if I stopped having sex with my husband and decided I wanted to keep having sex with her all the time.
Right.
You will be looking at me saying, when you gonna give me some, baby? I ain't even know you wanted none, baby. I'm coming tonight. And then I go to sleep because I'm tired.
Yeah. But that could be a benefit, if let's say if everybody's work schedule is off and you don't get your intimate time with,
you get it with one of them.
You're gonna get it with somebody.
Right.
Somebody gonna be home.
That's what I'm saying. Polyamorous relationships.
Right.
Once you have an understanding, the rest of your life could be extra balanced.
Wow.
Nobody will be stressed out. You got one person that ain't mad because she got to clean up everything at home.
Right.
He ain't mad because he got 3 people helping him pay bills. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You ain't mad because I know he work at nighttime, but I got her to cuddle with. We all touchy feely all the time.
Yeah.
Me and her gonna cuddle. Me and her gonna do it tonight. Anything.
Right. Okay.
When I'm tired. Babe, I worked today. I cleaned up. I cooked us dinner because I wanted to make us something special. Yeah. I'm tired. So, but she not.
Oh, okay. You didn't fix the dinner and cleaned the house. She the one with the energy.
I'm tired.
And she go take care of him.
Good night, y'all. I'll see y'all in the morning.
Okay.
And y'all can still stay in the bed.
Or if he tired.
I'm bouncing in sleep.
Okay. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it on today's episode about relationships. Ms. Wayment has given us the rundown on her take on the different types of relationships. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you guys benefited from it, and possibly maybe some of you guys may want to look into it, and it might be something that you want to do. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, and like this episode and this channel. We'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the He Said, She Said podcast. If you like what you're watching, please stay tuned. We have more of this discussion on the channel. Peace.